Terrell Thomas, These Urban Times, and we sitting down right now making things happen live in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm with a brother who is from the South Florida area. We're gonna dive into exactly where he's from, what the music scene is like, where he's at. But you know, when you come to Atlanta and you're doing a lot of moving and shaking, and new artists got things going on, I love to sit down and speak with them. I want y'all to get familiar with this brother, what he has going on. Rob Linx, how you feel today, good sir?
Amazing. How are y'all doing? I hope y'all are all having a beautiful, amazing day.
Now, we're going to dive right into it. I'm going to give our audience an opportunity to get a little bit more familiar with who you are, again, and where you're from. But new single is out, new record,
Right now,
new,
Demons.
new record, Demons.
Demons.
Talk to me about this record, how it all came about.
So Demons is a really special record for me. This is actually one of the first times I ever wrote something out fully without having like a beat or like producer help me out like with creating it from the jump. Just the lyrics, everything that I'm saying in there, it really feels like I'm opening myself up. I'm almost exposing myself to a point because it's very vulnerable, everything that I'm saying. But I think the themes within it in terms of like depression, anxiety, mental health, loss, loneliness, addiction, whatever you may get out of it. I think it's a very important conversation to be had. Even if, you know what I'm saying, people aren't the most comfortable talking about it, I want to be like a vessel that, hey, like I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting with you. So just let's keep fighting.
Man, I tip my hat and commend you for that. And that is something that's very deep because we all deal with these things, you know, in our everyday life as human beings, no matter how much money you have, no matter the amount of success in which you had, some of the things that what you mentioned, anxiety, depression, you know, loss of loved ones. We all deal with these things and we just all deal with them in different ways and manners. What was it like when you were actually recording this project? Because for you, as you mentioned, if you're opening yourself up and giving your audience a different side of you, what was that like for you inside in the studio?
Definitely very emotional, vulnerable, because it's like at the end of the day, it's not just me. I got an engineer in there with me. And it's like you're the first one seeing like I'm about to at a piece of my heart getting exposed to the world. And so it was very I was very particular in how like I attacked recording. Um just the amount of emotion I put into everything within the backgrounds, every lyric. It was really like it was emotional, definitely very emotional for me. But something beautiful came out of it, and that is amazing. I don't know if you lost me there for a second.
No, no, you rocking out. You
Okay,
rocking
cool, 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 cool. Yeah, yeah. I had low battery for a second. I was like, oh, let me make sure I got my
out.
charger.
Trust me, we understand. Like, I mean, you're making it happen right now. You want to move, so I appreciate you, you know, even taking the time to stop and speak with us and whatnot. So you're currently here in the Atlanta area. You know, what brought you up here to the A?
So shout out to my team, SB Global, Mercedes specifically. She's been setting up everything we got going out here. It's really a media run to promote Demons. I was just on Trash Mag the other day. KK's Corner. I just did South by Soul. I don't want to leave anyone out. The Samo Show, vibing with Vito, and I'm trying to think of the very. Feel like I might have. Uh, I feel like I might have everyone named. I don't want to leave anybody out, but everyone that was up here, that I did anything with, they've been super cool, a big fan of the community. But yeah, we out here to promote Demons, and that's exactly what we'll be doing. And Rob Links, myself.
Now
So
you just let you know our audience. You gave them some real dope information. You're rocking with SB Global. Talk to me about that situation and how that all came about.
excuse what's going on behind me. I'm making sure I got the charger, so I got some battery on my phone.
You all
But
good?
yeah, so you said how I met them or what we got
Yeah,
going on.
how did y'all meet? How did that whole
Yeah,
situation come about?
so it's a cool story. I actually met him through another artist that I was good friends with. His name is SFN. He's been on a couple of big things out here himself.
We know
And
him very well. Okay, we know that.
yeah,
We
yeah.
know that cat.
And so he's actually the one that he was with SB before I ever was. And I was always like I started to get around SB a little bit. Just like being like obviously being around SFN all the time. And but ever the person who was like, yo, like go like listen to my music, dog. You feel me? I'm an artist. Fuck with me, like this and the third, because that's not who I am as a person. I didn't want to step on toes either, because it's just not. Feel me? It's not even my motion to hop on. But just seeing like how I was carrying myself, like he actually ended up asking about me, like, yo, what does he do? Oh, he's an artist. Word. Okay, cool. Let me hear a little bit. And it got to the point he was so cool with me that he told SFN that yo, whenever you want, you can come record at my house, like the studio we got going on. So I was like, damn, like that's love. That's super cool. I appreciate that. And when I went there, the first song that I ever recorded was Full, which is my like highest stream single right now. It's at like 170,000, I want to say, across all platforms, which is, I'm saying, pretty decent start. But that was the song I recorded that day. His wife came out and heard it, and she was like, "Is you?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah." She's like, "Yo," she's like, "This is good." And then the next day, I'm getting shown that his wife is texting him, "You got to sign this kid. He's special. Like, you can't let this slip by." He's got his artist being like, "Yo, like this is my boy, and he's fire. Like, you gotta." And so he already had a couple artists at the time. He's like, "Oh, what do I do right here?" But ultimately, he told me like, "Yo, like you're fire. Some of your music, I want to help out in any way you can." And that turned into when like I got that kind of, what I'm saying, person watching me, someone I know could really make something happen. I started making the best music I ever made in my life, dog. Like a lot of what's gonna be on this album. Um, and he, what you call it, very early on, he told me from then on he was very interested in managing me, which ended up turning into him being like SB being my record label as a whole. So super cool. How we met, genuine, and yeah, it's I'm looking forward to what we're about to do for sure.
Now, I know you're originally from the South Florida area, but right now you call Orlando home. What's
Yeah.
what's the music scene like in Orlando?
So Orlando, what I will say about Orlando is I don't feel like we're collaborative enough, or like there's enough community, or even like a set space where like for for example in Atlanta, like there's so many different like podcast studio here, oh content studio here, oh we host these events, like these music events. I feel like not nearly enough of that is going on in Orlando, and it's not because of a lack of talent. There's so much underground talent, and even people who are starting to kind of break into like their own mainstream bag themselves, or like people that are like finally getting deals and like it's their time to come up. Um, but yeah, man, it really. I feel like the artists that we have in the city have potential to turn it into something bigger. Like hopefully, like something it could be something close to what y'all got going on up here. Because there's like I love Atlanta's music scene and the sense of community connectedness, and I like to see more of that from Orlando.
Now, you also mentioned, of course, Demons is out right now. You can check it out immediately following this interview. You can click the link below, or you can go to your favorite streaming service and check it out. You mentioned that you're working on an album as well, and without letting too many gems and jewels out, we'll save that for a special time as well. What exactly are you giving yourself, and what do you want your fans to take from this project as you put it together?
Uh, I want fans to know that this project is a bunch of pieces of my heart put together. I'm being open, I'm being honest, I'm being vulnerable, I'm in love, I'm anxious, I'm crazy. It's really truly all of me put into this project, and it's a culmination of like 2 3 years of work. And I feel like this project is gonna help me like kick my foot down, knock the door down in the industry, and not only that, but for me to be like talked about as a serious like yo like this kid is next, like he's the one.
If you had an opportunity, and this can be any artist, man, living, passed away already, if you had an opportunity to work with two artists for a single or on your upcoming album, who would they be and why?
I'm gonna go. It's funny because they popped in immediately when the question was being formulated. J. Cole number one. I've been
Okay.
saying it in probably every interview that I've been doing out here. J. Cole is my favorite artist. He's the one who inspired me to even like get into writing. To like make me believe like yo, I might actually be able to do this myself. This is like what I want to be, almost. And then number two, Broward County legend Kodak Black. I need that feature, dog. I don't know when it's happening. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but that my career was a miss if I didn't get the Kodak Black feature. I'm putting that out right now. So
Okay.
yeah.
Now, as I mentioned as well, you spent some of your time in South Florida. So coming up, outside of J. Cole, who you just mentioned was a part of some of the inspiration, what were you listening to growing up, and who were some other artists who inspired you?
So like I said, definitely Kodak. Kodak was just like the biggest artist in South Florida at the time. Um, Definitely fucked with Kendrick. Kendrick, Drake, obviously the big ones, but also like more local. Definitely Ski Mask was super dope coming up. X was actually like in the neighboring city to where I grew up, which was dope. He did a lot, he showed a lot of love to like the local community in terms of my school. There was times where he would actually show up at parties that we would throw, which
Oh,
was
that's
just
hard.
crazy.
Yeah, that's hard.
But yeah, so X is definitely someone I say a lot of inspiration too, because of the production, like the beats that he selects with like he just created his own genre, I feel like. And it was kind of like, yo, like what do you even call this? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I almost want people to take away from my music. It's like where do we put him exactly? Like I want to say, screw all that. I'm top dog. You don't gotta put me nowhere, just put me at the top. And so definitely those guys for sure, man. Definitely.
What's next for you? You know, the single out now. I'm quite sure those streaming numbers are going to be going up, 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 up. Do you
Absolutely.
do you see yourself, you know, putting on a part two to this? Would this be something that in future projects you always give your fan base, you know, an emotional or realistic side of you? How do you want this single to take off for you?
I want this single to really I think this single is definitely gonna put me in the conversation, just on the map, really in general. I feel like I've been building towards getting there, and I feel like releasing the single is the last like key to like a lot of more people being like, yo, like this Rob Linx kid is different. Like he is next up. Um Putting out this project too is definitely a big part of that, because I think Demons is a part of the project. Um Definitely just more collaboration with whether it's content creators. That sounds like OnlyFans. Let me social media influencers and just artists, and hopefully more trips to Atlanta, maybe even LA, New York, a couple, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple spots in mind. So traveling and then releasing, that's what this year's got in store for me for sure.
Okay, okay. And before I let you go, and once again, I appreciate your time. These urban times. We're sitting down right now. Rob Linx, as he moves and shakes through the streets of Atlanta. We're looking forward to when you do come back up, actually, you know, sitting down and sitting with you
Oh, hell yeah.
in studio and such. But as we listen to this music, and for those who haven't had an opportunity to hear it, as you mentioned, you know, this is you, the speaking on things in which we deal with in our everyday lives as human, depression, anxiety, and such. Do you have a favorite moment when you were recording this project, or even a bar, a line from this single, even like a bar that just truly means a lot to you, or a moment when you were in the studio and was like, okay, you know, like this is the one, we're gonna really be able to power through this and, you know, deliver this to my fans?
So definitely, I would say probably, I don't know about favorite, but I'd say like one of the more iconic parts of it. It was when I created the song "Love Note," which y'all probably seen a lot of snippets on my Instagram. But no, like real, like nothing's out yet because it's part of the project. But I remember specifically, I went to the studio that night. And before I went to the studio that night, I had been out, and so when I went to the studio, let's just say I was not fully there. You know what I'm saying? And so I was recording the song. I'm sounding crazy to myself in the headphones. I'm like, wow, like this is like, and then I hear it back and I hated it because it did not sound like it was in the right speed. Obviously, I'm not fully there, so keep that in mind when I'm saying that. And I'm like, man, like, I don't know what's wrong with it. My boy, shout out D Seti, comes in the room and he's like, this sounds amazing. Like, I think you just need to cool off for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't know, man, maybe. And we had a back-to-back session that night, me and him. So, the way our studio worked, you booked 4 hour slots.
Okay.
I had 12 to 4, he had 4 to 8, like AM. And so we just like made it one long session where we could like hop in and out wherever. So I went and took a nap, dog. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like I was in the whole other room. I took a nap. I'm like fighting during my nap. I'm like, oh, this song's terrible. I gotta do something when I get up. And get up. I go back in there, and there's a couple of people at the studio with me, and some of them that I had never even met before because they were friends with SETI. And they were like, yeah, let's go listen to it. Let's see how it sounds. Mind you, they hadn't heard it at all yet either. I don't even think they were in there while I was recording. The song plays out, and dog, that was like at that point in time, that was the best song that I ever made. And like just hearing them, like everyone's like really listening. They're like, these are kids, mind you, that are listening to like trap music, drill music, like big rap. You feel me? Like all and like this is a love. This is like a very love, like you could say pop rock, like super much of a love song. And they're like, oh my god, bro, like, what? Like, dude, like I just want to make love songs now, bro. This is crazy. Like just showing mad love, and that was like it's just a feeling of reassurance for myself that I'm really doing the right thing. Even though I'm very confident in the music, but that's just like I'll never forget making that song specifically, and it's very special to me, and I think people are gonna receive it very well.
That's hard, dog. That's hard, man. Rob, it's been a pleasure to sit down and speak with you today, good sir. Once again, y'all, please either click the link below immediately following this interview or hit your favorite streaming service and check out Demons. Let us know what you think about this record. Please let our audience know how they can stay in tune with you via social media, how they can stream your music, how they can check out videos and everything.
So everywhere, y'all can find me at Rob Linx, ROBLINX. Literally it could be Pandora, Tidal, SoundCloud, Spotify, all that. We on all that. For socials, it's Rob Linx, but it's ROB and then it's LINXX. So 2 X's at the end of it. One word. That's my TikTok. That's my Instagram. That is where I'm super active. Instagram mainly. I hop on live every now and then. I'm about to be, especially after this run, hopping on live every day, if not every other day.
Okay.
And yeah, just social media is really big for me. So I definitely stay busy. I connect as much as I can through DMs. I reply to every comment that I get. Like I'm big on my socials. So y'all can definitely tap in there.
Man, much love, player. Much love.
Absolutely. Much love.
Be safe traveling back, and we look forward to talking with you again really soon.
Thank you, my man. It was a pleasure.
Oh, much love.